All right. Hello, guys. Welcome, Scope. Hope you guys are doing great, man. We are coming to you behind the scenes of the Grit Radio Show live from CFF in Dallas, Texas. Hope you guys are doing great, man. Rachel, nice to meet you too. So guys, what you're looking at here is our studio setup. Let me turn this bad boy around so you get an idea of what's going on here. That's Wade.
Hey.
This is our setup here. It's everything that we possibly need. Wade, let's see that board over there. We got everything we need. There? Team Doug Jones, thanks, man. I appreciate you enjoying that scrum. It was an important one. Didn't know about it until RJ brought it to my attention. So awesome, Rico. Love that. So guys, you're watching our, let me go to Wi-Fi, right, Wade?
Yep. Come on.
Nice, Rachel. Oh, I'm on Wi-Fi. All right, cool. Okay, so guys, I'm Matt Manero. Every Thursday, 10 a.m., I come to you from our studios. We record the show Road Grit. I'm sorry, the show The Grit, the truth about your small business. We also do another show called Road Grit. But Thursdays is about getting your business to the next level, and we do it on a radio show. This stream is also live on our network, cffnation.com/grit live. What you see in the background is our flat screen, but then you see the green screen in the back. When you look at it on our network right now live, you see it with all of the graphics in the back. It looks really cool. Today, guys, we are talking about appreciation within your business. We're talking about appreciation for your clients, for your vendors, and for your employees. So if you guys have any questions or examples of how you could put more appreciation into your business, or maybe some ways that you show appreciation currently that you're proud of, call into the radio show with your questions or your comments. The phone line is 888-454-3378. 888-454-3378. Share this if you would, please. Spread the word. We'd love to get more eyeballs. Thank you for the hearts. I appreciate those hearts as well. I'd like to get to 1 million hearts. You know, Wade, I'm at like 130-something thousand hearts, so I got a long way to go, but I want to get to 1 million hearts.
That's not bad, though.
So, Wade, I hear you good. You hear me okay?
I can't hear you because you're not talking.
Oh, I better do this. Okay, that helps. All right, how's that? Better?
Much. All
right, good. So, Scope, welcome. Fire up any questions that you have right here, guys. Listen, by the way, on Periscope, if you call into the radio show, 888-454-3378, and I use your question on the air, I will send you a free copy of my book. All you need to do is hit me up on Twitter at Matt Manero and give me your address, and I will send you a copy of the book. If you send me a Periscope question and I use it on the air, I will do the same thing. I will send you a copy of my book, The Grit, The Only Thing You Need to Make Millions. So, Rico, do you see me sideways or do you see me straight on, Rico? You see me sideways, all right. So wait, it didn't work.
That's weird. Huh.
All right.
Thought Periscope fixed that.
We thought Periscope had made that change. Citizen Crane joined. What's up, Matt? All right, cool. So guys on Periscope, if you wanted to move over and watch this live, CFF, like Charlie Frank Frank Nation.com/grit live. And it's actually a better experience, to tell you the truth, because you'll be able to hear the callers. You'll be able to see the green screen with all the graphics on the back. And it ends up being a little bit better experience. In my opinion, it's a cooler experience. But guys, keep the hearts coming if you don't mind. I'm trying to get to 1 million hearts. I'd like to get to 1 million hearts. I don't know why. So now behind the scenes what happens is the music starts to fire up in my ears. Wait, this is so crisp and clear. It's beautiful.
Stupid difference.
Stupid better. It's so much better. Thank you, Rico. Yeah, cffnation.com/grit live. Good morning, Matt. That's how you get this to stream on your computer. And what Rico just popped up was the episode 2 of Truck Tank launches tonight, 7 o'clock Central Standard Time. And you're going to go where? Where are we going? cffnation.com. And is that /Truck Tank again tonight?
Yes, sir.
Why don't we just launch it, Wade, as a new episode? So you don't have to.
It will be.
Yeah, but you don't have to go to
cffnation.com. It'll be down at the bottom.
Okay. All right, cool.
Say again, buddy. I didn't hear you. Huh? Yeah, I can hear you.
What's up, Brandon? Man, all's good.
Hey, is there any way to kill our audio on our side during commercials from you? Is there a way for you to kill the advertisement coming to us? Like during commercials, just kill the audio for us. Like that, yeah. And then when it comes back on, because when we're recording, it's picking up the advertisement as well, and it's extremely distracting. But you know, when you count us in and start the music, you can bring us back in, or bring that back in.
Kevin Dranoff, can you hear me? Kevin Dranoff is saying he cannot hear me, Wade.
He cannot hear you.
No.
Speaking to the mic again?
Matt Manero here. Test.
No, into the mic.
Test.
It's showing that it's there. He can't hear you where?
I don't know.
Where's he telling you?
All right,
this?
Periscope. So here we go. I appreciate you guys jumping on.
Where is he telling you this?
He's telling me on Instant Messenger here.
I'm looking at it too, and I don't see it. Where?
Radio Studios 121.
That's somebody else. Kevin is the other one. You're talking to that. You're looking at the wrong side. That was me. I'm talking to Radio Studios 121.
Oh, gotcha.
You're talking to Kevin.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
How do I enlarge this? How do I enlarge this instant messenger screen?
Here,
Do I
let me come
know?
over there. Let me know if you hear music, because we're about to go live.
All right, Scope. I appreciate you guys being with me. You're watching behind the scenes of what happens on a radio show here. It's all new to us. I mean, we've been doing it. How long have we been doing this radio show, Wade?
6 months almost, I think. It's got to be somewhere.
6 months, probably. It's a very interesting process. We've learned a lot. Is it important? Yeah, I think it is. I appreciate all of the hearts, guys. I really do. I appreciate the hearts and the shares. I'd like to get to 1 million hearts. Don't ask me why. I don't know what it means. Doesn't put much. Who knows? Maybe, yeah, that's perfect. Maybe it does put more money in all of our pockets. I don't know. But I just like to get there. I see a lot of other people. And I'd love you to follow me, too, on Periscope as well. I don't know why a lot of people have 1,000 followers. I don't have it. I don't know. Maybe I'm not doing a good enough job. It's probably not your fault. It's probably my fault. So I'm going to work on it. But this is going to be a great show. We're talking about appreciation. How do you show appreciation to your clients? Awesome. Thank you, MJJ Lover97. Thank you for following me. Appreciate you sharing and hearting. We're talking about appreciation today, guys, in the radio show. How do you show more appreciation to your clients? Why don't more companies show appreciation? Blows my mind. I mean, we all buy stuff every day, and all we get is a thank you. When the waiter brings the check, we get a thank you, and then we walk right past the manager of the restaurant. He doesn't say a word to us. We walk right by the reception desk or the hostess stand. They don't say a word to us. It's crazy. You buy a car, and the dealership sends you an email that says thanks. Come on. We got to do better than that, man. That's what we're talking about on today's show. How do we use appreciation in our business to actually become an insurance policy to ensure future business in the economic downturn that's coming?
I got my mic off. Now it's back up. So I'll drop it.
I don't hear anything.
You don't hear me?
I do hear you, but I don't hear music.
No, I
or
told
anything.
him to stop broadcasting.
Oh, well, how do we know when to come back in?
He'll pop on, but the sound, the way the sound's traveling, he's got ads and stuff like that. But when we're running it, you can pick it up in all of this. So I wanted it all. New point.
Beautiful, Rachel. I think you just said you send your people a Christmas card. That's great, but go a little step further. Collect their birth date, send them a birthday card. We've sent this for years out of our office. Go to the dollar store, get a packet of these. They're $20. Thank you cards. 20 thank you cards for $1 plus tax.
Real quick, you're going to hear popping. I can't isolate that popping or where it's coming from right now, so just ignore it.
Yeah. Oh, that's a great idea, Rachel. Snapfish is a great idea for that. Love it.
Oh, yeah.
That's a great idea. All right, we're going live. Here we go. Here we go. Guys, while we're going, fire up those hearts for me. Share this if you don't mind. Tell your friends about it. And follow me on Twitter, at Matt Manero. Here we go. Welcome. Welcome to the grit, the truth about your small business. My name is Matt Manero. We are back every Thursday, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time, where we come to you to talk about how can we get you out of the pain side of your business and into the pleasure side of your business. And for those of you like me who are in the pleasure side of your business, how do we get to the next level? How do we go higher? How do we go bigger? My name is Matt Manero. I'm coming to you from our studio here in Dallas, Texas. I come to you every Thursday, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. In the studio with me today, as always, is our executive producer and IT manager, Wade Marshall. What's up, Wade?
I'm good, man. I'm good. A little under the weather today. Allergies, but
you'll be fine.
Good.
You'll be all right.
I showed up.
You are here. You showed up. You got grit, man. I love it. You guys can follow Wade on Twitter at Wade M. You can follow me on Twitter at Matt Manero. We have a killer show today. And the show is all about the importance of appreciation. How do we show appreciation? And I got to start with, when was the last time you bought something and the person you bought it from actually said thank you to you? I mean, not just a thank you when the waiter brings you the check at the end of the meal. I'm talking about a real, meaningful thank you that made you say, wow, I'm happy about doing business with those guys. Wade, do you have an example of anyone who has actually wowed you with their appreciation for your business recently? Yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah.
That's exactly what happens.
I can't think of anybody right off the bat. No.
So here's why it happens. It happens because we're all flush. Business is good for so many people again. See, we have very short memories. I just did an article on LinkedIn about this. We have very short memories in business. We forget that in 2008 and 2009, we were begging, clawing, crying for more customers. We would have done anything to kiss their butts and shown them how appreciative we were for their business. And then 5 or 6 years later, we forget. We just think there's going to be another customer on the phone later today, or there's going to be another customer that walks in the door, right?
Exactly. You know, I'm reading a book right now called Unmarketing, and I can't remember the guy's name, but anyway, the point is that one of the things he talks about is, you know, reaching out to your current customers. Stop worrying about getting new customers. Talk to the ones that you're actually dealing with now and do the wow thing with them. The appreciation, the thank you.
The reason we don't do it is like my buddy Coach Burt and the author of the book called Zebras and Cheetahs talks about it. Coach Burt says that we are all caught in the current of the urgent in business. And isn't that true? Look at it in your business, and I can look at it in my business and feel the exact same thing. There's always something to be done. And very rarely one of those things is say thanks to the customers. And so we get caught up in the doing, basically the reactiveness of our business, and we forget to be proactive by saying thank you to your customers. And there are so many ways that we can do it now with social media. You know, there's an argument, in my opinion, that there's actually a argument for deflation in so many things. I mean, let's look at it in my business. I can go on eBay today and I can order 500 custom printed glossy thank you cards for a customer for about, what is it, wait, 20 bucks?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Dirt cheap.
Yeah.
Most of them will include shipping with it. Now, I don't know how the printer does it. I don't know how they make any money, but in my office, we've got tons of them. They're all over the place. If you were watching this radio show right now on our network, cffnation.com/grit live, you would actually see me in the studio doing this show, and you would see a number of the examples that I have. But I want you to just think of a few here, a few ways to help you. The first thing I want you to think about is, how often are you saying thank you to your customers currently? Just ask yourself, every time you do a deal, every time you sell a product, what are you doing to say thank you? And 99% of us are saying thank you. And I'm telling you, you better do more than that. Because the more you say thank you, the more appreciation you do it, the more appreciation you show, and the different methods that you show it, everything you do is an insurance policy for future success. Because there will be an economic downturn. I've been predicting it for the last 6 months or so, that in mid to end of 2016, there will be an economic downturn that affects all of us. Hopefully it's not going to be as bad. I'm knocking on wood that it's not as bad as the last one, but it will start to slow down. It cannot keep up at this pace. And you will have money in the bank if you put in a customer and vendor and employee appreciation process today. So on today's show, we're going to talk about it. I want callers who can tell me what you're doing wrong to show appreciation or what you're doing right to show appreciation. Share your goodness to the world. If you have an incredible customer appreciation strategy, do me a favor, call the show. Share it with people. Share it with our listening audience. The call-in number is 888-454-3378. Of course, you can follow me on Twitter at Matt Manero, and you can watch this show live or replayed on my network, which is cffnation.com/grit live. So I want to give a couple strategies for you so you get a much better idea of actually how to start to put a customer appreciation program in place. The first thing you got to have is some form of data collection system, because you need to be collecting cell phone numbers, you need to be collecting email addresses, you need to be collecting mailing addresses that are current, preferably a home address or a business address, but I prefer a home address. And you also need to be collecting social media data for your customers. So what's their Twitter account? What's their Facebook account? What's their Snapchat? What's their Instagram? Where are they on Pinterest? Et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So you need to have some form of a system that does that. I don't care if it's a notepad. I don't care if it's an Excel spreadsheet. Or you can do something much more sophisticated. We've got a very sophisticated data collection system in our office that we built ourselves. We call it Golden Gate. It collects all of that information. It's done in a SQL database so that we can instantly grab the data, the fields that we want, and we can send a message into those customers. I can do a direct mailer very quickly. I can do an email blast very quickly, etc. But I also don't want you to forget about the most important thing. You know where I'm going with this, Wade?
Tell me.
The phone. Pick up the damn phone after the guy did business with you and call him.
Yeah.
And say, Mr. Jones, it's been a week since you left my shop with that toy for your son's birthday. I just want to see how he loved it.
Yeah. Or show up if it's local.
Go see the guy.
Yeah. I mean, sending a card, sweet and endearing and all that, but it's so impersonal. If you could actually go there and go, thank you. Like when the manager comes up to you at a restaurant and says to you, hey, thank you for your service. Man, it feels great.
Yeah, it's okay, but it usually doesn't happen.
No.
What happens is the waiter or waitress, when they bring you your check, they say thank you.
And that's the last time you see them.
And that's the last time you see them, because you're visiting with your friends and you're having a good time and your drink went down, but they already closed out the check, so they don't even think to bring you water again, or they don't even think to bring you soda again. They don't never even think to refill your glass, because they already closed your ass out and they're moving on to the next dollar bill.
Yep.
It's craziness. It's absolutely crazy. But it happens everywhere. Almost every business that I go into, I am amazed at the low level of service, and after the sale, the lack of appreciation for my purchase.
But do you notice it's usually the bigger ticket items that somebody says thank you for? It's, you know, I mean big ticket items. Like when you buy a house, the realtor sends you a nice thank you gift basket or something like that. But it's always the bigger ticket items, not something small you may have purchased where somebody's just like, hey, thanks.
Yeah, you're right about that. I mean, the bigger the purchase, the bigger the commission, the bigger the appreciation. I agree with that. But it's usually pretty lame. I mean, it's still usually just a thank you card, you know, something like that. And then you never hear from them again. I mean, I just did a monster renovation at my house, an addition, all that sort of stuff. It was well over $250,000. And the contractor was at my house for roughly 8 months straight. Mm-hmm. And he sent me 4 monogram towels for the pool, which I actually thought was very nice.
That's kind of cool.
It was different. It was out of the blue. That's the other thing about appreciation. You need to surprise the customer with it. And he sent it. There was a box that just showed up. It was a nice handwritten letter with 4 monogram pool towels, a big M on it for Manero. Nice. And I thought it was great.
So if I steal one,
I couldn't even tell you where they are. I wouldn't have a clue where they are. When I get out of the pool, I just want a towel to dry me off. I don't even care what they say on it. The other thing, being a big guy like mine, they're usually too small. I can't even get them around my waist. But that was a nice thing, you know. That was a nice touch. What are you doing in your business? What's the touch that you're doing for your customers? What's the wow factor? Because let's be honest about it, guys. This is a gift. The inability for our competitors to say thank you to us is a tremendous competitive advantage for us. The companies that get this process right will win in business over the long haul. And if you get it right quickly, it becomes an insurance policy against this economic downturn that you and I both know is coming. Yeah. So I absolutely love the idea of putting in a customer appreciation strategy. And if you've got any ideas or suggestions for our listening audience, I want you to call us at 888-454-3378 and share them. We love like-minded people on this show, and we love smart people. By the way, guys, we can expand on this as the show goes on today, but it's not just in your business. You need to be able to say thanks to people in your real life. Okay, so we're out. That's no sweat, buddy, no sweat.
It's okay. So we can just keep going on our side, just count us in when we're ready to go back live.
Yeah, but I only got one more idea, so I got to string the idea.
Yeah, now you got to string that.
Let's not use the idea now.
No, I think, you know, the other side of that is that it can't be a gimmick. It's got to be authentic. It's got to be real. You know, when you say thank you to someone, you know, it's like you walk into the grocery store and the teller or somebody there is like, hey, how you doing? He really doesn't care how you're doing. I love to answer it with some like obtuse idea or something, but be authentic when you're saying thank you to your customers.
You got to give a damn.
You got to be real about it.
You got to give a damn. Hey, Periscope, do not forget, please call in if you want a copy of my book. If you submit a question to me on Periscope or you call into the radio show at 888-454-3378 and I use your question on the air, I will send you a free copy of my book, The Grit. The only thing you need to make millions, and it's true. And every successful guy I know are gritty, man. Tough-nosed, gritty guys. No excuses. They just are driving for success. And that's what I want for you guys. For you watching our show live, I want to give you a few examples of ways that you can do some things for thank yous. One of the things you can do, like I said just now in that last episode, go to the dollar store. For $1 plus tax, you can get a pack of 20 of these. Mm-hmm. They say thank you. You open it up. You handwrite, thank you, Mr. Jones. You put a regular stamp on it. You send it to the fella. Okay? That act alone, as simple and inexpensive as that process is, that process isn't being done by 99% of businesses in America today. That's it.
And you write it.
You write it.
Don't have somebody else write your thank you note.
Yeah, but you know, I mean, in our office,
that authenticity.
In our office, we do 250 deals a month. That's a lot of handwritten things for one person to write. But we do it.
You don't touch the same customer. It's coming from the people that touch those customers. If you touch the customer and you send it, that's different.
Yep.
But if you're, you know, you will never see Bill Gates write me a thank you note for purchasing something. But it would be nice if the guy I purchased it from
But you know
shot
what?
out and said thanks.
But Microsoft could actually do a form letter from Bill Gates that just says, "Dear Wade, this is Bill. I really want to thank you." And then they could even go on and say, "I know it's not my real signature at the bottom, but I really appreciate your business." You'd love it.
Something. Anything.
I'd probably put that in a frame, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah. I'd flaunt that on Periscope.
So that's how you have it, guys. It's simple like this. We have these cards made up on eBay. It says, we're with you for the long haul, and we like to say thanks along the way. I handwrite on the back, just fill out, put a stamp on it, off it goes. I have my own personalized stationery, of course. I'll handwrite a letter on this and send it to somebody. No problems there. We use a birthday card system here, so we collect the customer's birthday, and we go ahead and write it on this. If you notice, on this side, we will go ahead and put their handwritten address here. And the reason we put the handwritten address and we don't put this in an envelope is because we want to help the other people in their office understand that it's the boss's birthday too.
Right.
So now everybody sees that. Hey, Scope, we're going back live. It's Van Halen Jump. Welcome back. Segment 2 of The Grit, the truth about your small business. My name is Matt Manero. Love doing this show for the business community. Why? Because I have a passion for helping businesses get out of the pain side of their business and into the pleasure side of their business. The pleasure side is defined as when your business does for you what you started it to do. That's when you're in the pleasure zone. Now, for those of you who are out of the pain side and into the pleasure side, let's get to the next level together. Let's figure out, how do we get bigger? How do we go to the next level? If you're in the pain side, you need to tune into this show and figure out what is causing the pain. And you got to work your butt off through grit to get out of the pain and into the pleasure. And that message, by the way, we deliver it on a business level, but the fact of the matter, it's the same in your personal life too, man. If you're frustrated, if you're unhappy with your personal life, with all due respect, it's your own damn fault. You got to figure out, how do I redesign my life so I know exactly what it is that I want, and then you do everything possible to go and get it. And one day you'll wake up like I did and say, holy moly, I'm in the pleasure side. It's a fine line between pleasure and pain. It always is. And in business, one day you just wake up and say, oh man, it's better now. I like it here now. Now you hit the pleasure side of your business. And then, of course, we got to figure out, how do you get it to the next level? How do we go bigger? Today we're talking about appreciation, the importance of appreciation, showing appreciation to your clients, to your vendors, and your employees. In the first section, we talked a lot about what are some actual takeaways, some reasons why we want to do a good client appreciation process. The first thing you need is some form of a system. You got to record customer data. The second thing we suggested to you is to simply start sending out thank you cards. Just start thanking your customers. Do a handwritten thank you card. 99% of the businesses aren't doing it. And that brings me to the third point of why you want to do it, because your competitors aren't. So you need to do it. You need to go ahead and start to say thank you more. Because when this next economic downturn comes, and I guarantee you it's going to be in the next 12 to 18 months, when that economic downturn comes, your customer appreciation process is going to be your insurance policy to survive it. So get started today. Think about a way to do it. I'm going to take a caller here as we start segment 2. I got Donald on the line. Donald, welcome to The Grit. Oh, thank you, Donald. I'm happy to have you on the show, and I appreciate you taking time. What's going on? What's on your mind, my friend? You got it. As they grow, you grow. Donald, what is your business so our audience gets a better understanding of what kind of work you're in? What kind of systems?
Aqua farms.
Aqua farms. Okay, gotcha. Yep, got it. Sounds like an interesting business. Is that a very high repeat customer business? In other words, are they buying from you every month, every year, every 10 years? How often do they come back to you? Yeah. You love them. Yeah. So what are you saying? The same thing holds true in an aqua farm. Once you have the foundation in there, you're just adding new pieces to it. Is that what you're telling me? Good. So tell me what your system is, Donald, of collecting customer data. So someone comes to you. How are you grabbing? No, Donald, hold on. I misspoke, or maybe you misheard the question. Tell me what system you have in place to collect customer data for future follow-up. How are you grabbing information from these purchasers? Yeah. Well, no, Donald, the customer wants to buy from you. They purchase one of your products. How are you collecting their information? Do you have a system that collects name, address, phone number, email address, social media contacts, cell phone number, all that stuff? Do you have a system like that? Okay, great. Perfect. And then what are the methods that you're using to send appreciation into those customers based on the data that you collected? Yeah, I don't understand. Why is part of your messaging to inform your customers about what other people are doing? Why isn't your messaging only about what Donald's Aqua Farms is doing? Why do you want to tell them what the other guys are doing? Yeah, Donald, you are tapped into somebody's heartstring on that. I mean, that messaging has such tremendous opportunity to build a massive following behind it, because there are millions and millions of people who want the same thing as what your company culture is and what appears to be your core values. I love it. I think, not trying to solve a problem too quick, but we are a radio show and we're coming up on a break here. I think you could hammer down much harder on your processes. I have a feeling a newsletter, massive social media pushes, email blasts into your customers, a cold calling campaign back into them to just say, hey, I wanted to give you an update of the month. I think that would be tremendously successful for your business. Are you doing that stuff now? Good. Well, you got it, my friend. Well, that's what we need to be doing. We need to get that stuff into play right now. I'm coming up on a hard break, Donald. I appreciate your call, man. Thanks. Keep pushing. Brandon, I did not hear you say we're clear. Scope. We're in a commercial break right now. Segment 2 is down. Mandy Arthur, what's up, Mandy Arthur? Are you back in the States, Mandy Arthur? Hope you guys are doing great. Blanchard, New Jersey home, welcome aboard, man. It's good afternoon for you, but it's morning for us. I'm an hour behind you. You're still not back in the States. Wow, Mandy, holy smokes. Enough fit. She's in England, Scotland. I don't know if you're doing Ireland, but enough with the fish and chips, right? I mean, come on.
Fish and chips, Guinness.
Let's get back to America's, right? She says she misses America. You bet, man. When I was over there, I couldn't wait to get back. I hated the way. I love the people. It's where my grandparents are from. They're immigrants from Ireland. They came over on the boat. My grandmother will be 102 years old in November. 105 in November. November 2nd, she will be 105.
She will be.
She will be.
She's still here.
Which means she is still alive. 105.
Just imagine for a second how many things you have seen, the changes in this country over 105 years.
Boy, you want to talk about grit, man? My grandmother was gritty. Tough, tough, tough. MacArthur is Mandy's family's name. That's awesome. My grandparents, Lonergan is their name, and they're from Tipperary in Ireland, and they were amazing people. My grandmother still is amazing, but she can't hear very well anymore. She doesn't get around.
My family's Scottish. My grandmother's actually from Scotland. My aunt, my dad, from Scotland. Mm-hmm. And Marshall being the last name, but there's two sides where that actually comes from. So one side, Marshall being martial law, and that's where the law stuff came from, for in Scotland. And then you've got keeper of the horses. So my family, on one side, all the kids that are like, oh, I don't want to be associated with the horse keeper, they traveled around. Oh, our family's from the law, not from the horse keeper. Mm. So I don't really know which one it actually is. Mm.
They were probably horse thieves that broke the law.
Not horse thieves, horse keepers.
Horse keepers. Hey, so guys on Periscope, and if you're watching this live on YouTube, you're on cffnation.com/grit live. And, again, there are very, very, very simple processes that you can put in place. In segment 3, we're about to talk about how do you keep employees engaged, and in which we show appreciation to the employees. But, in our office, we just do little things like this. These little winner things. Mandy Arthur, thank you for sharing that feed. Yeah, right. That's probably a little hard. So anyway, just little things like this, man, that says winner on the back, and then we write what they want on the front of it, on the back of it rather. Super dirt cheap, easy little cards. Thousands of these we printed over the years on eBay. Front page is glossy, back page is blank. You get 500 or 1,000 for 20 bucks. Yeah. Go to your dollar store, get a packet of these. 10, 15, 20 for $1 plus tax, $1.07. Get you these, fill these darn things out and send them. And then if you really want to go a little high class, get yourself some real nice personal stationery, right? Real nice though. I mean thick, not cheap stuff. Because the guys that got money understand the difference between the good stuff and the bad stuff. This stuff gets a little expensive, but I think it's worth it because, again, nobody is doing it. Yeah. You handwrite on personalized stationery a nice thank you letter to someone, it means the world. So do something like that. Do something like that. Yeah. All right, so we are behind the scenes. We got 1 minute before we go back live. I hope you guys are enjoying it. Thank you guys on Periscope for the hearts. I'm trying to get to 1 million hearts. I don't know why I'm trying to get to 1 million hearts. It just sounds like a good number. And I got a long way to go. I got to 10x my hearts on Periscope. I hope you guys are doing great. I hope you're enjoying this show. Listen to me. The most important thing that you can be doing to preserve, to create an insurance policy for future success is to put a customer/vendor/employee appreciation program in place in your business now. Because the rewards don't happen overnight. You can't put it into place today and hope that tomorrow you're going to get business. It doesn't. It needs to be done over a long term.
And stay consistent.
And stay consistent. Great point.
You can't just go in and say thank you and never do it again.
That was Wade Marshall. Follow Wade at Wade M. We're going back. Welcome back. Welcome back to the grit, the truth about your small business. We're starting segment 3 here. We're talking about the importance of appreciation, the ability to show appreciation to your customers, to your vendors, to your employees. It's an insurance policy against the competition and against the future economic downturn. Let me tell you why. Because 99% of our competitors aren't doing it. Ask yourself, when was the last time you bought something and you actually got a really cool thank you, a wow, something from the guy or gal that you bought that said thank you, they appreciate your business? Ask yourself that question. It almost never happens anymore. And we are in such a consumption-based society. So many people are buying stuff right now. Everyone's flush. Everyone's back. The economy's good. Record car sales. Homes are selling in days over asking price in many, many metropolitan areas. And that's the problem. Everybody's flush. So we all think that there's going to be another customer on the phone or there's going to be another customer walking in the door. And we forget what it was like in 2008 and 2009 when we were clawing and scraping for customers and new business. And we got plenty of it right now, and we're missing the most important thing, the ability to hold on to those customers for the long haul, and you got to put a customer appreciation program in place. I'm going to take a call as we start segment 3 with Jason. Jason, you're on with Matt Manero on the Grit. Thank you for your call and saying that, man. That's it. The only thing that matters, man. What's up, buddy? It's awesome, man. I love that. It's a super, super point. Jason, tell me about your business. What's your business? Yeah. Big guy, of course, Jason, I apologize for not making the connection. Of course I know exactly who you are, and I know exactly what your business is, and you're in Florida, right? Yeah, so talk to me, because when we talked 3-4 months ago, this business was just getting off the ground and you were seeing some success. Tell me what's happened in the last 3 or 4 months. How's biz? Tremendous. Yeah, that's it. Dude, you hit the nail on the head. I'm actually a little angry at myself that I didn't reference this as one of the primary reasons. We referenced 4 or 5 other primary reasons. But what you're talking about is this concept of turning your customers into net promoters and make that customer be like an outside sales force for you. And that's exactly right. I love that concept. And you're spot on by bringing it to the attention of the audience today. It's super. Love it. So, Jason, how can people find you? I mean, give the audience some ways to find you and follow you on this TLC show. And if they want to order gift packages, tell me how we can do it. Love it. notes. Listen, man. Listen, it sure is, man. That's a couple weeks down the road. We'll talk about how do you get your wife to hit the submit button. How about that? Hey, listen, Jason, I wish you the best of luck, man. I'm happy to hear about the progress, and I appreciate your call. And also the tip. The tip to the audience today is get your customers to be such rabid fans that they become an outside sales force and a net promoter. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate your call.
On that note, though, when you're actually saying, you know, a net promoter, somebody gets back and says to you, hey, you know, I'm a new customer, I got referred to you by so-and-so, you know, reaching out to that net promoter, that customer that just referred you, I think is even more important for a thank you. They're not the ones who spent their money, but the fact that they got somebody else to do it, that's incredible.
It's huge. Absolutely huge. You know, I mentioned my friend Coach Burt. Coach Burt wrote the book Zebras and Cheetahs, where he talks about the current to the urgent. It's one of the reasons why so many of us don't say thank you enough, because we're caught up in the current of the urgent. But Coach has the legacy selling system, and he talks about the importance of turning some customer at some point into a net promoter, where they actually just constantly promote your business to other people.
How is by saying thank you.
Yep.
For appreciating your customer. When a customer feels appreciated for their business, they will spread the word.
You bet. Now, we got to move, because it's not just about showing appreciation into your customer base. That's what helps pay the bills, but also what helps keep the machine fueled, greased, and running is how do we say appreciation to our employees. And you know, at Commercial Fleet, we have a pretty simple management structure. I want you on the radio, I want you to visualize what I'm about to tell you here. If you're watching us on cffnation.com/grit live, you'll see the visual here. But on the radio, I want you to listen to what I'm saying here. I want you to picture a triangle. And on each point of that triangle, you are going to have these three words. On one point, it's going to say non-contributing. On another point, it's going to say non-accountable. And on the third point of the triangle, it's going to say non-appreciated. Those are the only three reasons why your employees begin to dislike working for your organization. They feel non-contributing, they feel non-accountable, and they feel non-appreciated. So at Commercial Fleet, what we like to do is just remove the word non off of the triangle. We want people to feel that they are contributing, that they are accountable, and that they are appreciated. And so how do we do it? How do you figure out ways to make people feel appreciated? Listen, you just got to walk around and say thanks. Great job today. Nice work. If you didn't do your job today, this customer's deal in my office wouldn't have funded. Tremendous job. You don't have to say it every minute of every day, but if you say it once or twice a day, and you say it day after day, week after week, people feel appreciated. And when people don't feel appreciated, that's when they start to dislike the organization. They start to try less, and I did say that in the present tense. They actually start to try to do less work because they're no longer motivated to do a great job. And of course, that translates to their voice, their inflection, and their communication with your customers. So one of my tips in the book, The Grit, is you got to run some competitions to keep your employees happy. You got to do something that keeps them fired up every day. And so those competitions could be simple and easy. Who smiled the biggest today? Who said thank you the most today? Who said to your customers, how can I help you the most today? And then that day, walk around, and in our office, we have these little winner ribbons. We have number one, best, winner. I don't know, I bought like 500 of them on eBay for like $40, and we just hand them out. And if you were to walk into our office now, you would see in our workstations dozens of these things on people's desks all over the place. Now, you can tie it to production if you want, which we do. We tie it to who did the most business for the week, for the month, for the quarter, who made the most phone calls, who got the most credit applications, who funded the most transactions, all that stuff. But that's the sales side of it. You also need to think about the support side of it. And Wade, now that I'm talking about this, you know, you don't have too many of these.
I don't think I have one.
We haven't really incorporated IT into too many of these competitions, but we should probably do a much better job of that, right?
Well, it's a one-man thing, so it's a little different, but...
Yeah, but we need to do a better job of that. So Wade, thank you for the job that you do. How about that?
You're welcome.
We just said it to 50,000 people on the radio. How about that?
There we go.
All right?
That's appreciated.
So guys, appreciation to your employees is very, very important as well. We're coming up on segment 4. I want you to call 888-454-3374 with your questions. Thanks. If you're watching this live or you're going to watch this replay, this is what I just discussed. The triangle of trouble and the triangle of success. This is what it is right here.
Yeah.
And so you guys should be able to get a sight of that, what it is. The idea behind this is you want people to feel contributing, accountable, and appreciated. If they don't, if this is what's going on in your employee, you got big problems. If they feel all three of these, you guys might as well just cut bait because you ain't going to fix it. But your job is to have an open door policy. So if the person feels one of these, that they can come to your office and they can talk to you. And that's what you need to be constantly looking out for, the fact that the ability to remove the word non from those three terms: contributing, accountable, and appreciated. You want those people, you want everyone in your organization to feel those three things. Super, super important. Super, super simple management structure too. That's all you're looking for, you're in good shape.
You know, what I was going to bring this up, but we were running out of time on air, but, you know, one of my favorite competitions in this office wasn't, you know, who smiles, who this, who brought the most apps and stuff like that. My favorite was when it was, you know, how much do you know about your employees in the office and who won. I thought that was genius. I think because it just created conversation, it built relationships within there. Like, oh my God, I didn't know you were, you know, a grandparent, or I didn't know you had these things, and the relationships grew, and I thought that was really, really cool.
Yeah, we did a competition. I don't know how many questions there were, 30 questions or so, that said, you know, what's how many children does Wade have? What's Kim's husband's name? Where did Marcos grow up? And then we pushed that out to everyone to throw off their answers, and then we put a point system, remember, of how many people got it right and all that sort of stuff.
I was off that day, and I was getting text messages from people, hey, do you know how many?
Yeah, that was a good one. They're so important. And Wade, to your point as well, again, this concept of this Coach Burt concept of being caught in the current of the urgent, the ability to do this stuff consistently over a long period of time is what matters.
Yeah, because a flash in the pan, everybody feels good, and then they're all fired up, and then eventually it dies off again, and you've just lost all that momentum.
It's trite. It's been told 1,000 times before. We've all heard the term, but talk is cheap.
Yeah.
You gotta just do it over a long period of time, and it's hard to do.
Yeah.
It ain't easy.
Well, you know, a lot of that appreciation comes from conversation. You say talk is trite and cheap, but at the same time, a real legitimate conversation with somebody, how are you? What's going on in your life? Getting to know them feels amazing as you're building. You feel like yes, your boss is your boss, and you're not supposed to become buddies, but you feel closer, and trust is built that way. And with trust, I think that net promotion comes really into play. Mm-hmm. And that's how you really build that. And the only way to build trust is that authenticity and that realness, that thank you, that's real.
You got to give a shit.
Yeah.
You got to care. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. You got to give a shit. You got to have a little bit of passion, a little drive, a little ambition. And then the other thing that we heard in our scrum this morning from Nito is don't be afraid to tell them.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to show it.
Yeah.
Right? We're going to talk about this in segment 4 for those on Periscope, or if you're watching live or you're watching the replay in segment 4, we're going to talk about that a lot of people think that saying thanks is a sign of weakness, or that you're desperate, or that you need the business really bad. And that's just dumb thinking, because saying thanks is smart business, not weak business. Mm-hmm. So get yourself comfortable with kissing the customer's butt. Because the reason we're not doing it is because we forget that in 2008 and 2009, we would have done anything to kiss the customer's butt. We were begging.
Oh, yeah.
Begging for customers. But how quickly we forget. How quickly we forget. So don't put ourselves in that type of situation where we're so desperate again.
Do it in reverse. When you go to a restaurant, say thank you to the waiter.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Do it the other way around too, because you start doing it, people start doing it back to you. You know, be the person that's saying thank you to those that you are expecting a thank you to, and man, they're gonna open up, and you're gonna start getting those thank yous. You're gonna start getting the real side of people.
I just had it happen last night. We went to Benihana's for my son's birthday. The waiter was tremendous. I mean, he said this is what he opened with. He said, I treat my clients like family, and so I'll joke with you, and if I stop joking with you, it means I don't like it.
Yeah.
Welcome back. We're gritting. It's a gritty day on the radio show, The Grit, the truth about your small business. I'm Matt Manero. I appreciate you being with us. I got Wade, our executive producer and IT manager, in the studio with us. Welcome. Wade can be followed on Twitter at WadeM. He'd like more followers. How many followers you got?
6 away from 4,000.
Oh my gosh.
Do you remember
that's
a couple
pretty
months
big,
ago?
Man.
Well, yeah, about 2 months ago, I was like, "Hey, I got 300."
Wow,
man! It's building up.
That's a lot. Good for you. So, guys, we're talking about appreciation and the importance in your business, and most of the show we've been talking about appreciation for your clients. Last segment, we talked about the importance of appreciation for your employees. Let's not be shy about that. We need to say thank you to our employees, and we need to keep them motivated to stay in the fight. The biggest reason we need to say thank you to our clients, to our vendors, and our employees is because it's just good business. A lot of people think that when you shower your client, you're showing desperation, that you're a little bit weak, that you don't have a pipeline, that you really need more business. Guess what? It's all true. You need all of that stuff. There's no question about that. You need every last bit of that. But it ain't weakness. It's a strength. It shows that you care about the customer. It shows that you're bought into their growth, what they're doing. The same thing with your employees. It's not weakness to go up to your employees and say, "Hey man, I just want to say thanks for a good job today." There's nothing weak about that. The only thing, when you don't do that, it's an indication of how weak you are. That's what it shows.
Yeah, that's real weakness. When you don't have the guts to go up to somebody and actually, thanks.
Good job.
You're doing great.
Nice job. You moved the needle in the company today, and I just want to say thanks. That's power. That's strength.
Or even, especially when they're going through something difficult for that day, just saying thanks. You handled that really, really well.
Yep.
Changes everything.
Keep your ears open, bosses, and listen for that stuff going on in your organization. You need to sense that, you need to hear it, and then you need to go up and capitalize on it. Hey, we're going to take a caller here, Wade. We have, I believe it's Talia on the line. Talia, I'm Matt Manero. Welcome to The Grit. Hi, how are you? I'm Matt Manero. Welcome to The Grit. Doing great. How are you? You in business? Yeah, go for it.
I hear you. I'm on the same boat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you never, ever, ever do not want to be who you are. The skills that you just told me you have, the natural ability to be outgoing and personable and light up a room when you walk in, that's the greatest strength you could possibly have. Never, ever try to squash that stuff. You want to blow that stuff up. Because you know what we want, Talia? We usually want to be somebody that we're not. And so when you're working with the IT guys, and I've worked with a lot of them, when you're working with these guys, Wade's an exception to it. He's got a very vibrant personality, but I've worked with a number of them who are just stuck in the cubicle and, you know, programmers with their headphones on drinking soda all day. What you want to do is you want to let them be lit up by you. They don't have that talent that you have. So you need to blow that talent up. And it's also, by the way, a very differentiating factor for you in the hiring process too. You will immediately get more attention because of that personality trait than the person who doesn't. So you're lucky. You got blessed. It's what you have is never a curse. It's a blessing all the time. Do you feel that way? They love it. Keep doing it. They love it. They may not have the guts to tell you how much they love it, but they love it, man. It lights up their day too. Again, we all want to be somebody that we're not, right? Mm-hmm. We want to be the actor. We want to be the cowboy hat. We want to be the gunslinger, right? I mean, we want to be people that inherently we're not. So when we're around people like you who fire it up and light up the room, man, we just want to be around you more. Never dim that light.
Yeah.
That help you? Good. You're welcome, Talia. Thank you for your call. Appreciate you. Keep up the great work. Guys, we are finishing segment 4 of The Grit. A good show today. Great callers. We're talking about the importance of showing appreciation in your business, to your customers, to your vendors, and to your employees. Why? It's an insurance policy for the future downturn that's coming. And the best part about it, your competition in doing it, right, Wade?
Yeah.
Nobody's doing it.
No one's doing it.
Nobody's doing it. Why? Why? I don't know why. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I bought a Cadillac Escalade.
I think it's because they don't know. That's ultimately what it is. They don't know. They think they're special, that they're unique, that they don't have to do these things.
I would have to say that they do know. They just don't think they need to because there's another customer coming in the door. Yeah. I bought the Cadillac Escalade. You know all I get from the dealership? These stupid form emails that come out, and they're always customer service surveys. I'm like, come on. Why don't you tell me about a new special? Or tell me about the new payment programs on a new Cadillac Escalade. Tell me about new technology on the new Escalade that I don't have on mine because maybe I want to upgrade.
Well, even that, I mean, that to me is not really a thank you or a reach out. You know, it's always going to be, what else can I sell you? What else can I sell you? How can I upgrade this call? And it's always something else rather than a legitimate, hey, thanks for your business. I will go back to that guy.
Wade, that's a real good point to finish the show on today. It's true. Sometimes you have to just say thank you, and you can't say thank you and then upsell.
Yeah.
It's a very, very, very good point. Sometimes we just need to say thank you. And the bottom line for today's show, guys, is you got to give a damn. The thank you becomes meaningless if you don't really care. So start with care, deliver value to the customers, and then don't be afraid to pick up the darn phone, send an email, send a text, connect with them on LinkedIn or Facebook or social media, and say thank you over and over. Till the next time we talk, follow me on Twitter at Matt Manero. Thanks. You too, Brandon. Thanks, buddy. Oh, yeah, Brandon, big thanks.
I love that guy.
He's a good guy.
He's a good guy.
All right, guys, on YouTube, if you're watching the replay, Periscope, we're done with the radio show. 1 hour radio show comes every Thursday, 10 p.m. Central Standard Time. And you can watch it live at cffnation.com/grit live. We appreciate you guys being with us. Thanks.